Sorry if this video is kind of all over the place. I'm a little bit emotionally raw right now. So I'm here sitting in a mostly empty studio apartment that my partner and I have been sharing for the last 2 years. It's mostly empty because we broke up. I didn't know really when to make this video or how. And I know that he was only recently introduced into my videos, and you guys didn't really know him, but he was a really, really, really big part of my life these last almost 3 years. And I just decided to make this video today because he just left. And I don't know when I'm gonna see him again. So now's as good a time as any, I guess. I wanted to make this video because I have been really inspired by the way that we separated and the way that we decided to go through our breakup. And I think that it gives me hope for just how relationships can play out and how relationships can function. So I'm recording this in the middle of February, and we actually broke up 3 days after Christmas. So we have spent the last month and a half still living together and kind of slowly separating our things and kind of healing through this process together. As difficult as it's been, it's also been really beautiful, and I want to be able to share that with people. I want to be able to share that with you guys. It's been interesting because it's made it more difficult in a sense because the process, I don't want to say it got dragged out, but you know, it kind of elongated the process, and it's difficult when you're living in a studio space and you don't really have anywhere else to go. You're always together. So we had to go through it together as well. But it was really beautiful because it allowed us the opportunity to really communicate and really come to a mutual understanding of why this was the best decision for us right now. We decided to split up because the way that our relationship had been functioning, that version of our relationship needed to die. It needed to transform. But in order for our relationship to shift and change, we ourselves have to shift and change. And with the way that our living situation was set up and that everything was functioning, we weren't able to give each other the space necessary to go through what we need to go through in order to transform certain things within our own lives to better our relationship. We spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. We spent a lot of time trying to change our personal habits and grow ourselves and the relationship in the way that it was functioning just kind of became a hindrance. As much as we didn't want to admit that to ourselves because of how much we love each other, it just got to a point where it was kind of undeniable. So we made the mutual decision to separate, knowing that it was kind of the only chance that we had at us having a future together at all. The few people that I have talked to about our split, I've told them that it's simultaneously been the best and worst breakup that I've ever had, because it's the best in the sense that we've been able to be there for each other through some of it. There's no resentment, there's no bitterness, There was just no need for any anger around it because it was a mutual decision for our own personal growth. But the worst in the sense that I've never experienced a relationship like the relationship I experienced with him. I don't necessarily believe that you have to wind up with one specific person. I don't necessarily believe that there's only one person out there for everyone. I think that we have multiple soulmates throughout our life, and whoever we align with at a certain point in our life is who we're meant to be with, and we have the opportunity to make it work with lots of people throughout our lives. But I've never been with somebody who felt like home the way that he did. And I've never been with somebody who I felt understood me the way that he did. I've just never felt that connected to another human before. So in that sense, this breakup has been the worst, because once you have that, it's really difficult to let it go willingly. It's difficult to let it go even if you're not willing, but it's just really hard to let that go. But yeah, I just wanted to share this because you can separate with love. You can separate knowing that it's the best decision for both of you. And I know there's kind of this culture of relationships where when you get together with somebody, you are like dating to marry. You know, you're getting into a relationship because you're gonna try your best to make it work to be the one that you're in for the rest of your life. And I think that we do ourselves a real disservice when we don't, at the very least, acknowledge the fact that we are always changing, and that your relationship, whatever relationship you're in, it's only going to last as long as it's serving both people in the relationship. And it's not easy, but when you can admit and accept to the fact that you don't know that you're going to be with somebody forever as much as you might want to in a moment, knowing that that's not a guarantee is actually really liberating. And knowing that you have the power to choose what's best for your personal growth, just as your partner or whoever you're in relationship with does, it really opens up this doorway for there to be separation through love. It's a difficult process that can be done with love, and that you can go through knowing that it's what you both need. I don't want to say it makes it easier, but in a sense it does, because like for me, it's made me really hopeful, not just for our relationship, but for relationships in general, and just kind of like for humanity, because it doesn't need to be toxic, it doesn't need to be hateful, you don't need to turn on each other. And it's funny because every time I've gone through a breakup, there's quite a few people in my life that are also going through breakups. So if you're one of those people, just know that however the process has gone for you, there is a lot of transformational and positive growth coming your way. You know, you were with that person for that period of time so that you could learn more, learn how to love yourself on a deeper level. And it's painful, but it's gonna be okay. The pain is temporary, but it's beautiful in and of itself, because it's showing where you're willing to face the uncomfortable parts of life for the sake of your own growth and your own transformation. But yeah, I will probably make some more videos kind of talking about what I'm learning through this process and other things that this separation has taught me, because it's already taught me so much. And Carrington, if you're watching this, I love you. I always will. And I am so grateful that you came into my life when you did. So thank you for being you. I love you. And to all of you watching this, I love you too. I just want you to know that there's hope. That the way that we are existing as humans is evolving. Things are changing. And even though there is so much horror in this world, there are a lot of things that are changing for the better. So just hold on to your hope. It's okay to be optimistic even when things seem dark. Being optimistic is not being delusional. Love really can be your guide if you let it. So if there's anybody in your life right now that you're struggling in relationship with, just know that there is hope, whatever the relationship is. You have to face some parts of yourselves that you might not want to see, and same thing with the other person, but it's all worth it. The willingness to have uncomfortable conversations is totally worth it. Thank you for watching this. I hope that this gives you hope, and I hope that this inspires some of you to go about your relationships in a different way. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. I don't really know where I'm going, but I know that I'm going, so I love you.